Auckland Kartal and Boulter score opening wins at WTA 250 ASB Classic. Sonay Kartal and Katie Boulter opened their 2026 campaigns with wins at the ASB Classic in Auckland, New Zealand, on Tuesday, battling past Janice Tjen and Yuliia Starodubtseva respectively, and joining Fran Jones in round 2. If there's one thing I learned in 2025, it's at home is the people and not the place. Alexandra Eala, Kartal. The British number 3 came through a seesaw 3-setter to upset Tjen, the 6th seed from Indonesia, 6-1, 6-4, 6-3 in the first round, while Boulter, who needed a wild card as a British number 4, currently ranked 112 in the world, defeated Ukrainian qualifier Starodubtseva, 6-3, 6-3. The next opponent for Kartal is Ella Seidel after the German dispatched local wild card Monique Barry, 6-2, 6-1. Boulter, who has been ranked as high as 23 in 2024, has turned to a former coach of Maria Sharapova as she attempts to climb back up the pecking order. The 52-year-old American has joined Boulter in Auckland, where the former British number 1 is hoping to reverse her fortunes after a patchy season last year, beset by injury and poor form, which saw her win just 3 tour-level matches since Wimbledon, and tear an abductor in her final event of last year in Hong Kong. Boulter and Joyce have agreed terms for the rest of the year, which will come into effect if neither has a change of heart in New Zealand or at this month's Australian Open. Joyce spent 6 years as part of Sharapova's team and was alongside her when she won the U.S. Open and the Australian Open and became world number 1. He reached a high of 64 in the world as a player, but is best known for his coaching prowess, having also worked with the 2-time Grand Slam champion Victoria Azarenka, Britain's Johanna Konta, and, most recently, Ashlyn Kruger, an American who made her top 30 debut last June. Boulter, who split from Bojana Veselinovic late last year after a 3-year partnership in which she won 3 WTA titles, just missed out on a main draw place at the Australian Open, where she is currently the 3rd alternate. So, without sufficient withdrawals, she will need to make her way through qualifying at Melbourne Park. Going forward with a new coach, one thing I'm very clear on is that they are going to be someone who has a lot of experience in how to make it to the very top level of this game, she told the BBC in November. I've been ranked as high as 23, and I know I can get back there. I don't think my level has gone anywhere. I think the consistency needs to improve. My goal is not to be ranked 50, 40, 30, 20. We've been there. The goal is to be inside 20. On Instagram, Boulter welcomed 2026 as the best year of her life, as she is due to marry Australia's world number 7 Alex de Minaur later in the year. Adios 2025. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, she added. Meanwhile, Alexandra Eala opened her 2026 season on a strong note on Tuesday, rallying to a 4-6, 6-4, 6-4 win over Croatia's Donna Vekic in her opening round. On Monday, the number 4 seed from the Philippines paired up with American Iva Jovic to defeat Alina Svitolina and Venus Williams, 7-6, 7, 6-1 in the first round of doubles, in what she called a highlight of my career. Vekic, who has slipped to number 69 in the rankings after a 14-23 season in 2025, played a strong opening set, ripping a series of forehand winners and winning 6 of the final 7 games after trailing 3-0, but Eala steadied herself to start the second, quickly regaining control and producing one of the points of the year, so far to break for a 2-0 lead with outstanding defensive play. Both traded momentum throughout a tight set that kept the Auckland crowd fully engaged. Vekic mounted a late push, saving 2 set points at 5-3 with clean winners, and breaking back to stay in the race. But Eala responded well, and broke the Croatian again to close out the set. Eala also served for the match at 5-3 in the decider, only for a similar pattern to repeat, thanks to an untimely double fault. Once again, though, Vekic, whose forehand's reliability had plummeted since the first set, was unable to level despite having broken back. And, on her first match point, Eala pummeled her own forehand into the corner to seal a dramatic win. After more than 2 hours and 40 minutes on court, she acknowledged the backing of her Filipino fans in her post-match interview. If there's one thing I learned in 2025, it's at home is the people and not the place, she said, making a heart sign with her hands. Eala's next test will be a first-time encounter with another Croatian, and another 2005-born junior Grand Slam champion. Number 82 ranked Petra Marcinko also won a barn burner, coming from 2-4 down in the third set to defeat Camilo Osorio from Colombia, 6-4-0 to 6-7-6-2, and claimed her first tour-level win since Monastir 2023 as a 20-year-old Croatian notched up her sixth career top 100 win. Both Marcinko and Eala won their junior majors in 2022, with Croatian capturing the Australian Open and Eala the U.S. Open. Earlier on day 2, there were mixed fortunes for both Svitolina and Williams. Svitolina, the number 1 seed and 2024 finalist, was near flawless in dismissing Gracheva of France, 6-3, 6-1, in just 76 minutes. The Ukrainian, whose performance included a run of 15 straight points and 18 of the last 20 in the second set, will next face Boulter. Wildcard Williams, the 2015 Auckland champion, fell 6-4, 4-6, 6-2 to the number 5 seed, Magda Linette from Poland, in 2 hours and 12 minutes. They last played a decade ago, when Williams won a 3-setter in the second round of Stanford in 2016, and the 45-year-old American picked up where she left off, turning back the clock with a series of brilliant backhand winners in the early stages of the match. "I thought it was pretty nice level," Linette said. "I thought I could have made fewer mistakes, especially with such a powerful hitter. I need to be a bit more solid. So I'm glad that in the end, I managed the things to turn things around." The Pole, though, withstood the blows and managed the scoreboard impeccably, capturing the first 2 breaks of the match, with Williams committing unforced errors down breakpoint both times, en route to taking the first set. After taking the opener, Linette was pushed onto the back foot as Williams raised her intensity to level the match, but the Pole made key adjustments in the third, focusing on extending the rallies. "I stayed a little bit sharp at the end," Linette said. "Maybe it's a physicality thing. I just decided to step a little back and give myself more space to make sure that when she took off the pace on her serve, I put those returns in, and I made it a tough point." In the decider, Linette fended off 2 break points down 2-1, before reeling off the last 5 games as Williams faded. Linette advances to meet Italy's Elisabetta Cacciaretto, who was a 6-3, 7-5 winner against American Alicia Parks.